now. Why do I say so? It's because the opportunities that is available in the space of data science has been, should I say, amplified by developments that is in the field of computer sciences. Computers are able to do much, much more and process much, much more than they used to be able to. And the capacity of computers improves sporadically every single year. Then, secondly, people generate tons and tons of data. Every time we're getting new avenues to be able to generate data from your phones, where you're able to watch all kinds of programs and you're able to participate in all kinds of entertainment opportunities, to, of course, your computers, the place of work where you work. Data is being generated consistently every single day. Now, it is said that only 5% of data that is generated is being analyzed in any way or processed in any way. And if you check what the statistics are saying, most of the companies that are doing well, in short, the top 5 companies in the world are data-oriented companies, companies that have taken advantage of data and have positioned themselves accordingly by using data to be able to do more. Now, we are in a situation where there is a deficit of data professionals. There is far less data professionals than are required. So one of the things we hope to achieve by this conference is first to bring to the fore some of these opportunities that exist in this space. Then secondly, come up with practical steps that we can use to position ourselves properly to be able to take advantage of these opportunities, and also to train people as regards specifically data literacy. When I say data literacy, I'm talking about, of course, the best practices when it comes to collecting, analyzing, processing, and utilizing analyzed data. So that's what we'll be covering, God willing. This is intended to be the first of several installments of sessions like this, where we'll be exposed to this kind of information and this kind of content. So at this point, I would like to introduce the first speaker. Shortly, I'll be back again in about 30 minutes to round up the session and give room for contributions and questions and interaction. But I want to introduce someone who is a practicing data scientist, that has been in the field for a couple of years. I knew him way back when we started our data science journey together. He is a trained engineer, but he is, aside from being a trained engineer, he's somebody that relates with data in a way that is just beautiful. We've done so many projects together, from natural language processing projects where we did a project that had to do with summarization of our meetings using natural language. We have also done image processing projects together. We have done data analytic projects together, maybe particularly using Power BI to identify key performance indices and give insights to the company that needed it. So currently he works with, he's in the financial space currently, still working in data science, but with the First City Monument Bank of Nigeria. And he was benevolent enough when I asked him and spoke to him about this initiative, and he agreed to come and facilitate. For the next 30 minutes, you will be listening to Mr. Justice Oyemike. He's going to be talking, he's specifically going to be talking about data science and the opportunities in data science. Then afterwards, I'll talk about the opportunities in analytics, and hopefully would call it a day at that point. Thank you so much. Mr.
That's myself right now.
It's better. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. So good morning, everyone. Just like my colleague has introduced me. So my name is Justice Oyemike. Yeah, I'm an industrial self-motivated individual. So I hail from a strong technical background. I studied electronics and then with the professional development in the field of data science. So today I'll be talking about opportunities in data science and data analytics. And also I'll be talking about overviews of data science and data analytics. What are the key skills required for us to get into the field? What about the educational background? What do we have to, what is the required educational background for us to succeed in this journey as a data science or as a data analytics professional? We'll also be talking about certifications and online courses. Also building a portfolio, how we can go about it. Then we also talk about networking and industry involvement. Talk about internship and job opportunities. Then I could also give 1 or 2 tips about job interviews and preparations. Then I'll be open to questions. So if we have 1 or 2 questions to ask, I'll be open to it. So what is data science? So data science is an interdisciplinary field that combines both mathematics, statistics, computer science, and domain expertise. This is done in order for us to extract knowledge and insight from data. So it's more like using data to make informed decisions. And I'll be giving like a very short description about the difference between, because most people tend to see data science and data analytics as probably the same, or probably they might know it's different, but not really clear about the actual difference between these two disciplines. What has happened based on the data that was available. Yeah, so that is data analytics, like in a very short way, in a very short description. Data science, in the other way, has to do with predictive analysis. So basically, we're using historical data to determine what tomorrow will look like, or what to predict the outcome that have not been yet seen, have not been yet recorded. Yeah. So take for instance, we're looking at being able to predict customer churn. So churn is like a situation where a customer leaves a business, it's like unsubscribed for a particular business. Take for example, like you're using MTN, for example, you're using MTN mobile service, and all of a sudden, maybe you're dissatisfied by their offer and stuff like that. You decide to port to Globe or port to Airtel. So for MTN, you have churned. Now, it is very, very important for businesses to understand the risk, to understand why. To be able to predict when a customer is most likely to churn, and then offer specific targeted offers to these customers in order to retain them. The reason is very simple. It is very expensive to retain. It is very expensive to gain new customers than to retain one. So if it's in a nutshell, if it costs you 100 naira to gain a new, if it take costing you 100 naira to retain a customer, it would take you up to a 500 or 1,000 to gain a new customer. So it's very, very important for us to maintain our existing customer while looking for new one. So that is where predictive analytics come into play. It is very, very crucial for businesses and businesses that want to take their business to the next level in terms of this data in the data field. They pay very close attention to this part of the business, which is where data science comes into play. So what as well as data analytics professional. So for data analytics, we require 3 major skills. And one of these skills it's a must for both data science and data analytics. You have to have it if you want to excel. In short, if you want to be in the field in the first place. So for data analytics, we have Microsoft Excel, which is like a basic skill. You have to understand how to use Microsoft Excel and operate it. Use it to do basic analysis like Excel, do 1 or 2 calculations and stuff like that, and know how to use pivot tables and stuff like surrounding that. So that is one of the and this skill is very easy to pick up. So like I normally advise those that are coming into the data field. It is very important that you come in at a point of lower resistance, because when you are coming into this field and looking at going for the hard stuff, yeah, the possibility of burnout it's very high, because I can tell you for a fact that it is not really easy to pick up some of these high skills when it comes to data science and some specific skills that are related to that. I will come to that in a nutshell. So, but the skills that will require to become a data analyst and be doing predictive analysis is Microsoft Excel, which one I just talked about. Then SQL. SQL is a compulsory skill, and it's a compulsory skill both for data scientists and for data analysts. It's a compulsory skill to have, because you cannot be able to do any analytics or do any data science stuff without working with data. And most of the time, the data that is being stored in companies, they are stored in what we call databases. A database has a language that you can use to communicate with it. It's not like Excel that you can just have an interface and stuff like that. No, it has a specific language that you interact with it. Yeah, so depending on the particular database, we have MySQL, we have NoSQL, NoSQL database, we have Postgre and the rest. So it depends on the particular database. But basically, we use SQL, which is SQL, to interact with database in order for us to collect our data for analysis and stuff like that. So SQL is a very important skill for you to have as a data analyst as well as data scientist. Yeah. So the third important skill as a data analyst is having understanding and using Power BI, which is a visualization tool for analysis and like for descriptive analysis. So you could draw charts, understand how so just like I would say Power BI is just like an advanced Excel, yeah, where you can accommodate far more entries, far more rows than what your regular Excel can handle. And you could connect your Power BI directly to your database and pull data directly from the database into your Power BI and do a lot of analytics directly from there. So with these three skills, you could start as an entry personnel in data analytics. Now, when we want to move further doing predictive analytics, so this involves building predictive models that understand pattern, historical patterns in data, and understand it, and use it to do predictions to help improve the processes of the company. So as it stands, we need there's some the required skills that we need to be able to enter into this field. One of the major skills that we require is Python. So you could actually so Python is like one of the most important skill if we are looking at moving from the predictive analytic part of data science into from descriptive part of data science into the predictive part of data science. So which have to do with building models and using those models to do prediction. So mathematics and statistics. So we need to have a solid foundation in mathematics, statistics, linear algebra, and probability theory in order to understand and apply these complex algorithms and models. Yeah. So and also for you to be able to do data science and succeed well in it, you also need domain expertise. Although not it's something you could actually pick up by the time you are into the industry, or domain expertise is very, very, very important. Because, for example, let's assume you are working on a business problem which has to do with let's say you are working on fraud detection, for example, and you want to be able to get some insights from the already available data. And when you look at the database, what you discover, what you see is like some basic columns that are there, which is, let's say, payments, history, let's say the time the transaction happened and stuff like that. Those basic columns. Now, before you can be able to build a model that could be able to predict fraud or probably to detect fraud, there are some derived columns that you need to get from those existing columns. Now, these derived columns, you need to have domain expertise before you can be able to know how these patterns, how these fraudulent behaviors, how they operate, and be able to build derived columns that mimic those mimic the already established situation, so that by the time you feed those things to those columns, those derived columns, as well as the already existing column to your model, it can be able to predict with a very high level of accuracy that this particular customer is suspected fraud or something like that. You get, so domain expertise is very, very important in this field. However, Python is a very easy tool to pick up. So do not. The reason I'm saying this is just to let you know the skills or the tools that is needed. Yeah, but Python itself is a very, very easy tool to pick. It's a very, very easy skill to pick up. You literally and there's a lot of support. There's a lot of Python might necessarily not be the fastest programming language that you could actually that is available. We have C, which is quite faster than Python. But the advantage that Python has over most of these programming languages is that like 90% of data professionals use Python, and the reason is because there's a lot of support. There's a lot of open source. These skills are really needed in this expertise. In this domain. Then we also have domain expertise knowledge, which we have to do with the business knowledge, the expert systems, and user testing. So I've given like a brief explanation about this. However, you don't have to study computer science in school, or study electrical, electronics, or engineering, any of the engineering in school before you are qualified to pursue a data science career. Data field, from my experience, has to do with is intimately on interest and determination to be able to get what you want, because there's a lot of available resources online today that could avail you the opportunity to gain as much knowledge as you require in this field to kickstart. Then, this field is an ever-evolving field. The need for continuous personal development and professional certifications is very, very important in this field. It doesn't necessarily you don't necessarily need to study, or maybe I have studied a company technical background, just like some of us that came from a strong technical background. But the main stuff here, it's your determination and your determination to actually go into this field, and probably your passion if you really want to do some amazing things and some exciting projects. Honestly, I will tell you that are really exciting. Yeah. So educational background, you don't really need to have you don't any as long as you attended the 4 walls of the university, you are good to go. Yeah. That does not necessarily mean that you must still have to attend university before you can venture into data science. Yeah, but for the Nigerian setting, for example, before you could actually gain an employment, most of the time they require you to have this basic stuff. So that is the reason why I said that. But however, if you are venturing into the international space, what you should be looking at is your not really your educational background per se, but looking at online certifications and actually completing an end-to-end data science project, especially when you're going to, because I've been focusing more on data science right now. Yeah, so especially completing an end-to-end data science project. When I mean end-to-end data science project, I mean from data collection to deployment. So you understand the stages, even the stages that have to do with data engineers, and you have an idea of how to use Docker, how to use Kubernetes, how to use PySpark to do distributed computing and the rest, and how to build your models, how to do experiment tracking with MLflow and some other experiment tracking tool like Comet and the rest, how to do proper deployment. So once you understand these end-to-end processes and have built one project, an end-to-end project where someone can actually go online and see, display, see what you've built and actually get value, not really get value, but at least like a demo of what you've built. You've been able to demonstrate your skill and that, okay, that you have this skill to be able to be employed as a data scientist in the field. And I bet you that's the fastest way to get yourself a job. That's the fastest way to get yourself a job in this field. Yeah. So moving ahead to talk about some online certifications and courses. So later on, we'll be creating a WhatsApp. Honestly, we're having challenges doing that yesterday. We're having some challenges, of which we hope to rectify those challenges. And some of these free courses we'll putting them in the WhatsApp group for those that are interested to go and research, like give our users this access to these free resources where they could go and enrich themselves. We are trying to build a community of data professionals and data enthusiasts. It's going to be a marathon, it's not a sprint. So it's one of the ideas of this seminar, giving out free content, free resources, and how to be able to make best use of data science open source community, because data science as a whole is built on open source. It's built on community and it's built on collaboration. So these are the key ingredients that hold data science together. So that is why it is actually it's like a buzz now, because you discover that if you are really serious and if you are really serious, there's a lot of open source resources where we could get information about data science and the rest. So there are some advanced, some popular certifications that are available. It's for example the certified data scientist from Coursera. We have Google certified data engineer from Coursera as well. We have certified data analyst from Coursera too. We also have some other reputable online platforms like EDX. We have EDX. We have Udemy. Talk about Coursera. We have Udacity. We have DataCamp. Yeah, I think I have to speak basically about DataCamp. Yeah, I've used the rest. About DataCamp is one of the one that's it's really very important. It has very good content when it comes to having some like hands-on stuff in order for you to be effective in the field of data science and grabbing some skills very quickly. So that is it. But the other tools, the other sites we've talked about here, they are also very important. We're putting all these links in the WhatsApp group by the time we've created them, or we'll put all these resources, and we'll let you guys know how we're going to be doing this as time progresses. So we're moving on to so when talking about this field, there are some things that's really required of us, which is why we're talking about building a portfolio. So portfolio building is very, very important. So this is like a snippet of my own portfolio. Yeah, so you could have something like this, or even something more fancier than this. You get, so portfolio is very, very significant. Personal portfolio is very, very significant in your search for becoming a data professional, or your quest of becoming a data professional. It's actually one of the easiest way into breaking into the data field. Yeah, especially when you're looking at continuing the international space and stuff like that. This portfolio is where you showcase real life problems you've worked on and showcase your ability to collect, organize, analyze, and visualize data. So it's very, very important that you have your portfolio in place. It's very, very important for the field. So we also need to network and build communities around data science. So how can we do this? Networking and industry involvement is very, very important in this field. For example, we could always attend conferences, data science conferences, meetups, just like one of like this webinar. Connect with data professionals in the field, join online communities, and network, and be an active participant of these networks, of these communities. So it's one of the ways where we could actually become, as a break into the field of data science. So professional networking platforms that is available. For example, LinkedIn. We could build compelling profile in LinkedIn with highlighting our skills, and we could also connect with data professionals within LinkedIn and make meaningful contributions. We also have data science competitions. So there are more popular ones that we could engage ourselves in. This is to help us be relevant in the field, and always testing our ability to using our skills we've learned to put them into practice, which is very, very important for us to keep become relevant, and always knowing what is obtainable out there in the industry. So participate in data science competitions like Kaggle competition. We have Zindi. So the Zindi is more to the Africans. Yeah. So South Africa, I think it's posted in South Africa, and other African countries can participate. It's a very good platform where you could actually participate in competitions, and you can win prizes. Yeah, although Kaggle is quite high for you to actually, but you can do it. It's not as if it's not possible. You can actually win prizes, but I think the ones that it's quite attainable to. Like I personally have won a prize at Zindi. Yeah, I call it the competition at Zindi. So it's very, very achievable. It's very, very achievable for you to actually win prizes there, and it helps to enhance collaboration and teamwork. Yeah, so talking more of the collaboration and teamwork, we have some other platforms where it's like specifically built for that. One of them is Omdena. So Omdena is an open source community. It's an open source platform where data scientists come together to collaborate on real life problems, and they work as a team, breaking the tasks into different sections, and each section is being handled by some voluntary team members that agreed to work on that particular project. Yeah, I think I participate a lot I've participated a lot on dinner. I was I was at the time one of the chapter lead for the previous projects, real life project that we worked on and stuff like that. So these are avenues where we could actually collaborate, and it helps us become more relevant in the field and connect, most especially networking. We connect with different people from different parts of the world because we get to meet. I met a lot of Indians, especially Indians. Yeah, met a lot of some of African guys from different parts of Africa and from different countries. So you get to work with different people and understand how they relate and try to understand how their pattern of work and stuff like that, and also understanding how best to collaborate when working with time zones. So for example, you're working with someone that you have like 12 hours time zone, and by the time you work with those kind of people, you know how best to collaborate with these people and get the best results, which is what this Omdena actually trains for. So I talked about industry events, webinar, just like this. We also in some webinars that focuses on data science and data analytics. We could attend this events, talk to these leaders. If it's an event that we participate physically, we could network with these individuals, talk to them. That is a way of being networking, and you never can tell. Opportunity can also come out from there. Also be proactive, engage in meaningful conversations, and also assist, offer insights if you have. Do not be shy about. Do not think that you don't know enough to contribute. No. You might feel that you are not enough, that you don't know enough in the field, that you can't contribute, but that's not true. You always have something to say, always have something to contribute, no matter how small or no matter how small you would think it seems. Yeah, everyone, no man is an island. Yeah, so that's that for that. So talking about some job tips. So from my personal experience, one of the tips I would like to give for for instance, land yourself an opportunity to be interviewed as a data scientist role. Yeah, it is very, very important to know the basics. The basics is very, very, very important. When I mean the basics, I mean knowing the mathematical principles behind most of these models, especially machine learning models. So this is where most interview questions come from. And once you are grounded at the basics, believe me, when you enter into the field, you get to learn a lot. Most of the things that, because as one of the major gap between someone that is looking into entering into the field and someone into that is already practicing data scientist, I think the major gap is having hands-on feel of real data. So it's quite different from using data set from Kaggle and stuff like that. So keep in because you already know the basics, you get to learn as on the job that way. So there will be a lot we'll be giving out from time to time, but for now, I think I'll call it a day. Thank you very much for giving me your time. Thank you. So we'll come back to you. Thanks, everyone.
Okay, thanks, everyone, and thank you, Justice. Thanks for that presentation. I think I'll just get right to it and start my presentation as well. Please, admin, I'd like you to give me access to share my screen. I'd like to share my slide deck.
All right, please give me a minute to do that.
Okay, that's fine.